My name is Marc Meade, Family First Life Tri-State, and what I want to cover here is the final expense in-home. I want to quickly differentiate the difference between a mortgage protection and a final expense. Okay? What I need you to understand is that mortgage protection doesn't mean they're always younger, but typically working people, younger, probably 30s into their early 50s. Obviously, you'll get some senior mortgages, but if we're talking about the majority. And they're working class people, working at a job, coming home from work, kind of a different ballgame. The mindset of a senior citizen, someone who's 55 plus, 60 plus, which is most of the market, 60 plus, generally retired or on their way out, okay, lived a life, and they know they're gonna die. So, a lot of life left, looking to enjoy the fruits of their life, and very much conversationalists, lived a lot of life, been through a lot. They're not that, my experience is they're not so interested with the conversation. The number one thing about final expense people is they want to make sure they're not getting hosed or robbed. That's their biggest concern, is that they're going to get sold. Your job is to serve the family. So my thing is with final expense insurance is, my mindset around final expenses, these people, I love the agent who loves final expense because they think they're so cuddly wuddly. They think they're just this old tea and crumpet family that they just can't wait to get around the fire with, and they're gonna chum it up. There's no money in that. Zero. What you need to understand is these people, more than any people, understand they don't want to waste their time. They don't want to dance. They're not looking to do this nice little dance. They're looking to get down to business. So I promise you, if you treat it this way, you're going to, so it's not mortgage where there's a lot of this conversation, it's let's get down to business. So they're very much looking for the truth. Matter of fact, you want to build credibility and trust with the senior market, tell them the truth. I know that sounds really basic, like we should be saying the truth at all times. No. Here's what you need to understand. The senior market needs the truth. Not only do they need the truth, they need it brutally honest. You win the senior market with the brutally honest truth. There's no two ways about it. And the faster you understand that, the faster you can do well in the final expense market. Do I think people can sell $10,000 a week selling just final expense? Absolutely. I've been doing it a lot for a huge portion of my career. Final expense, the leads are the easiest to get. You can get them in the most abundance. You can get 20 to 25 leads in a week with final expense. I love final expense. There's more people turning 50 to 85 than there are people filling out mortgage protection cards, with all due respect. So I'm a big proponent of final expense for a lot of reasons. Now when we talk about the in-home, let's just get to it. I don't build any rapport. Okay, so I go to the house, I got my bag in my hand, I got the screen open if there's a screen, okay? And I'm holding the screen open, and I'm about 6 inches from the door, because I don't want a whole lot of separation. My name is Marc from the Benefit Center. I'm here about the appointment for the insurance. I don't want to waste any time. Now, you start dancing around what the Benefit Center is and what benefits are and blah, blah, you lose them because they're looking to be sold. And when I say they're looking to be sold, they're watching to see if you're going to be the one that's going to sell them. They don't want to be sold, but they're watching intently to see if you're going to be the salesperson. I'm not the salesperson. I'm the guy who's coming to make sure that we're covering what they wanted. And they know it's life insurance. So I don't play this game of, matter of fact, the moment I get past the door, I'm done with the Benefit Center. I think it's a very soft way on the phone. I think it's a very soft way at the door to get in. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm done. They say, what benefits? Because you said, hey, Marc, Meade from the Benefit Center. What benefits? This is about the life insurance. Immediately, I don't, the insurance, I don't mince jargon. This is about the life insurance you guys requested. So I want to get in the house. Then I want to go find a table that makes sense. And what I'll typically try to do, if there's a chair against the wall, I'll sit at the chair that's against the wall. This way nobody's confused. So it's chair, wall, head, chair. This way, if it's husband and wife, I don't have to, because if I sit here and there's a chair against the wall, the wife might try to sit here and the husband might try to sit here. So I sit at the wall, I've already set it up. They're not going to come around the table to sit. So this is all intentional. This is how it works. So I don't build a lot of rapport. Bob, the number one, I'm assuming the reason why you filled this out was to make sure if God forbid anything ever happened to you, that everything's taken care of, correct? Now, happened to you, God forbid you died, anything happened to you, that everything's taken care of. Is that correct? 98% of the time, yes. Because it's very presumptive. The next question, I ask these questions in a series, so the first 3 minutes of my in-home are one compliment, takes 30 seconds. Okay, Bob, again, my name is Marc Meade. I'm assuming the main reason you filled this out was God forbid something ever happens to you, that this is taken care of. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, great. Who's the number one person who's going to be picking up the pieces when you die? I love it. I love the phraseology. There's a lot of psychology there. Who's the number one person that's going to be picking up the pieces when you die? My daughter. Okay. Now, is your daughter local? I always ask that. The reason I ask that is because I want to know if I'm in New Jersey, is the daughter flying in from Tennessee to handle the funeral arrangements? Or is the daughter locally where they can handle it pretty quickly? Does the daughter come over a lot? Meaning, okay, great, they're local. I guess you have a pretty good relationship with her, correct? Okay, is that your only child? So see how I'm kind of building rapport, but that's not the objective. The objective is to get information, but they're talking. And it's good, because I want them talking. Bob, do you have any life insurance currently? Anything? Yes. Okay, great. What do you have, God forbid you die? I have, something small. What is that? $7,000. Okay. So I'm assuming you were looking for more insurance if God forbid you die, because $7,000 doesn't take care of a lot, correct? Very assumptive, very presumptive. Okay. So let's say Bob says, I already have insurance. That's a big one that they use, whether it's at the door or at the table. I already have insurance. Great, Bob. Perfect. 98% of the people that we meet with actually do. Our job typically is we save about 88% of the people that we work with, we save the money or we help them get more coverage. So I'm assuming you're in the market for one of those, either saving money or more coverage. Typically you want to save money, correct, Bob? So I'm very upset. No one's going to stymie me for no reason ever because I've seen too many people. And what I want to do here is effectively communicate that to you so they'll never stymie you either. Okay? So, do you have any other life insurance? Yes, great. The next question I'm going to ask is how much is it? But once I find out how much it is, I don't care what they say. $7,000, $25,000, $200,000. The next question I ask is, when does the policy end? Very intentional. Why? Because I want to make sure that they understand, that I understand, that policies do end. What does that mean? It makes them think. Now if I say, is it term or whole life? I ruined it. Because they can say whole life, the conversation ends. I don't have any leverage. If I say, when does the policy end? They have to think about it. Because generally, the people don't know what they have for life insurance. So if they think about it, that stutter allows me to get the policy out with no tricks. I don't use tricks to get the policy out. What I say is, okay, so when does that policy end? Well, I think it's a life policy. Yeah, it's a life insurance. When does it end? Okay, do you have the policy, Bob? Bob, the reason why I'm asking you to get the policy, if I get any objection at all, is you're 67. Your daughter's going to be the number one person picking up the pieces when you die. What I've seen a lot in my time in this industry is people don't monitor their policies year in and year out, so they have no idea what they have. A lot of people don't even know where their policies are. It's a little embarrassing, wouldn't you agree? I mean, you die, your daughter now has to pick up the pieces and she's got to shuffle through all this paper. It's immature. So Bob, what we should do is find the policy, because I review a lot of policies in my career. It's one of the number one things I do to make sure that it's everything you think it is. It's better to know right now, going into the winter of your life, than to pass away and have no idea what you left your daughter. The entire reason for me coming over is so that we can make sure she's protected. So that's about a 92% they get the policy out. I know I'm using these percentages, it's funny, but they get the policy out about 9 out of 10 times. It's not that deep. They know where the policy is. They're just playing games. And I don't play games, and I'm not going to play games. Now, you see how truthful I've been so far, right? Because I'm not looking to, I've hit on everything with the maximum amount of truth that I can do it with at that time. Rapport is built already. Because why? To them, 60, 65, 70, 75 years of age, dude, they've been through wars. They've seen people, they've lost plenty of people, family members. They've lost plenty of friends. They've been diagnosed with stuff. They have friends and family that's been diagnosed with stuff. They got kids, they got grandkids. They've got the stripes of life. So they're not interested in this laughing up dance. I'm not telling you can't be humorous, but by God, be truthful. So we get the policies out, and I say, Bob, I'm here for 2 reasons. Number one, I got to see what you're eligible for. Not everyone's eligible. So I'm a big takeaway guy. I'm taking it off the table immediately. Not everyone's eligible. Not even sure if you can qualify. And number 2, I got to see if we can find something that works for you financially. So do me a favor, Bob. If you can grab 2 things. Number 1 is your driver's license. Number 2, any prescription drugs you're taking, and we can get rolling. By that point in time, I don't have any objections, and I have a client. Now, anything went awry in those first 5 minutes, I move all my chips into the middle of the table, and I see if we're doing business today or not. I have no time to waste, because I book a lot of appointments, and I don't have any time to waste. That's fair, right? So what I want to do is put you in that position to have a lot of appointments, not waste a lot of time, but also protect families, get checks. So when I go through that, now I get into the financial inventory by taking down their driver's license, getting all the information, and the number 1 question I'll ask, do you have anything else that acts like life insurance? Like a 401k, IRA, money market account, CDs, stocks, and bonds. Because this is the market that's been saving their whole life, that whether it's money they have or don't have, I want to know about it to see if I can help them with an annuity. And this is the way we do it. So from a final expense standpoint, I got a couple different things going on. I got the application, which tells me the question is verbatim. I don't try to read into the question. The company wrote the question. America wrote the question. So if America wrote the question, that's what they want. I don't need to turn into something it's not. Now I need to match the questions with the drug guide. So I need to know if they're taking a drug that may conflict with this question, does the drug conflict with the fact that they can get insurance? And what's going to tell me that? The drug guide, okay? The drug guide is going to tell me that. So I have all my drug guides on an electronic document, so I can move through it real quickly. I use everything from my phone. Final expense market is phenomenal. Why? Because you should probably pay $5,000 to $7,000 a week on final expense, because generally every time you leave the house, you know if it's approved or not. If it's American Eagle Premier, it's an e-app. If it's other companies, it's a phone interview. But you want to position yourself to, literally have policies issued paid by the time you leave the house. Nobody does that better than America's Eagle Premier. I wrote so much Eagle Premier in my career that it's amazing. No better feeling than going through this e-app, and then at the end it says your client's approved. Done and done. Paid in 36 hours. So if it's 4 o'clock on a Tuesday, it's on my commission report Wednesday morning, and I'm paid on Thursday morning. Cha-ching. Client protected. Sleep insurance. I leave the house, they have insurance. They can sleep tonight knowing that they have insurance. For me, final expense is phenomenal for that reason alone. How fast it issues. That's amazing to me. So when I'm looking at final expense, I'm looking at that, and then I'm also looking at the psychology of the sale. It's a very simplistic sale. It's a very simplistic underwrite. If my job is to be as brutally truthful as possible to my final expense senior client who's heard the truth so much in their life, it's the only thing they want to hear. That's an easy job. I mean, that's a pretty easy job unless you're a pathological liar, and that you're probably not built for this business, so you wouldn't even be watching this. So you're watching this, that makes this job pretty easy for you. Let's not make it difficult. So when I look at final expense, I look at the psychology, I look at the sale, I look at the process, I look at the speed, I look at how fast I can get paid, I look at how fast clients can get protected. I look at all these things, and I find myself in a market that from 50 to 85, I'll never run out of clients. There'll never be a client that doesn't think they're going to die after a certain age. At 55, I mean, they're counting it down. They're counting it down. Doesn't mean they're going to rock in a chair, but they're not stupid. That's the other thing. I don't try to play seniors for dummies. They're smarter than all of us. And if they play like they're dummies, it's because they're playing you. Psychologically, I don't play that. That's why I just keep coming with the truth, because eventually I'll break them down. Because if they're playing this, I'm the damsel in distress deal, not my deal. 100% they're not. They're very smart. And a lot of times they're not treated with the respect they deserve, because seniors, in their mind, think they're cast off a lot of the time, because they don't have the same speed they used to. They can't walk as fast and talk as fast as they used to. So, two things. You can make them feel warm, but not cuddly wuddly, and then you want to be truthful. So I hope this helps. Be truthful with the clients and final expense.